You need to restart. I'm so sorry.
Well, what's even fucked up is we're both sitting here laughing, and the beginning of this is horrible.
I'm so sorry. You gotta restart the. We're
Okay.
recording now. You have to. Hello, welcome to my
Hi.
cards. Told me
Okay.
to.
Welcome to My Cards Told Me Too. If you guys don't want to hear our bullshit, this is a good bullshit to listen to. But if you don't want to hear our bullshit, go ahead and fast forward through the
That's also a
chapters.
little sad,
Um,
even though I'm laughing.
it,
Okay.
it is a little sad. So it is. It's a little sad at the beginning. It ends with me almost dying in my own house.
I'm
I'm
crying.
fine
Look
though.
at
Look.
I'm like, look at I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm crying.
Okay. So a couple days ago, and like I have so many questions. There's so many things happening.
I have
Okay.
so many questions.
So well, feel free. So a couple days ago, there was a crow on my crow platform, and I went out and I was like watering the plant. And I look, and he's like just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, cool, right? Like he's letting, and he was just sitting there, and I'm like, are you all right? And then he kind of like, I came back in and I got some meatballs and I broke them up, and he like took a piece and then kind of like jumped down, right? And then kind of grabbed it and then was like hopped down the street a little bit and then turned up my driveway. And I'm like, where the fuck are you going? I'm like, oh, he can't fly. So I'm like, oh, maybe his wing is fucked up. So I'm trying to get close enough to see if his wing is fucked up. And he made his way into my shed. And then I'm like, oh fuck, his wing is fucked up. And then he climbed up. I have this haunted wheelchair out in the shed. And
Of
like
course you do.
yeah. Um and I like watched him like use his little claws, and he like climbed up the whole wheelchair and then got up on top of this bin and got up on the thing, and he was sitting up there. He's not making any noise. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess just there. And then I'm like, oh fuck, it's like, and then back and forth with Mel, and she's like, maybe it's a baby and whatever. I'm like, yeah, he's got a little fluff. So I'm like, okay, it's a baby. And then the rabbit hole down, like how young are babies and what do you do? And like they actually leave when they're ready, and it takes them like less than a week to learn how to fly, and they practice with their wings and stuff. So I'm like, okay,
Oh,
and it's really really hot here, so I'm like went out and he like ate out of my hand, and then I held the water and he ate drank out of the water dish and everything was fine. So I went out a couple times and I'm like, all right, dude. And then in my head I was like, fuck, I'm like, I should bring him inside. I'm like, I can put him in the bathroom that's not finished yet. And then I'm like, well, what if he panics inside and then like heart attacks? And I don't want him like whatever. But I'm like, I feel like you're not safe out here. But I guess you're safe because you're kind of up really high. And like, what's going to get you in the shed, right? So then yesterday morning, I got up early and I went out in the shed, and I'm like, he wasn't up on the thing. And I'm like, oh, maybe he flew away. And then I'm like, he's not on the floor. Shed was like wheelchairs out on the side, water dish tipped over, explosion of feathers. And I'm like, oh
no.
no. And I'm like, something got him, right? So I'm like, it's got to be a coyote. And then I'm like, how did he even know he was in here?
Poor baby.
Anyway, so then I come inside in my head singing Circle of Life, but feeling terrible. I felt terrible. I was like, I could have done, I just felt awful. And then I'm like,
What is with us the Lion King lately?
and then I just started sobbing uncontrollably.
Oh,
Like I was like sobbing, then choked on spit. So now I'm like, right? Oh, I'm tears, pajamas, choking, arms up, right? Because you're supposed to with the air. So I'm up with the arms and I'm walking around my house trying to breathe. Like no air. And I'm like in my head, how long can you not have air? Am I going to die in my house? Is this instant karma? Do the crow gods think I killed the crow? Oh my God, should I go across the street to my neighbor? Can I
Arms up.
Heimlich myself? Right. Can I Heimlich myself against the counter? I'm like, it felt like forever. I mean, it couldn't have been, hi. It couldn't
Sorry,
have
I
been
was just
like,
fucking with her.
couldn't have been more than 30 seconds. Like it wasn't like
But it
minutes.
felt
Right.
like 8 hours.
Right. It did. It felt like forever. And I'm like, and then I'm like trying to blow air out. And I'm like, oh no, don't get rid of more air. I'm like, oh no. And then I finally got like, my breathing down. And I'm like,
I'm
okay.
crying again.
Oh no, I'm like, I'm gonna die in my house
Don't blow more out.
with my arms up just on the floor. Like
She fought a good fight, guys.
right, right. Like and nobody they're like, I don't know, just dead. Then I'm like sitting on the couch doing the notes for this episode, and I look out and there's a crow sitting on the roof
Uh-uh.
across the street, right? In my head, staring right at me. I'm like, this, he knows. He
He
fucking
knows.
he knows. And he thinks it was me. He thinks it's my fault. And then I'm like, did I fail like the test? Did I fail the crow test? Like, we're not, like we gave you an opportunity to like help the crow and you failed, And then I'm like, well, what if, like, because in my head I was like, oh, this baby's gonna learn how to fly, and I'm gonna be his friend, and he's gonna tell the others, and they're gonna. Okay, now it's completely the other story. Where now
They're
they
gonna
told their friends, and if I leave the house, it's like the birds, and now they're all attacking me. It was a rough morning yesterday. I'm
Sorry,
okay.
my eyes are watering.
I'm still a little like I went out and I was like,
Oh,
I cleaned up the best I could and collected a bunch of the fluff and some of
oh.
the feathers, and then I buried it um, under Fernando,
I was like under Fernando.
and I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to go out and clean out the rest of it, and I think I'm going to take it to the ocean, but sad. So yeah,
I keep wanting to
and
call
then
him Patrick.
the crow.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like the word
Oh,
name Patrick keeps coming into my head. Patrick,
is,
Patrick.
who's the what's the name of the crow in the guy's pocket
Well, I don't
in
know.
Shawshank?
Oh, I have no idea. I've never seen
Oh,
Shawshank. Shawshank
yeah.
Redemption. I
No,
know
well,
what
we
it
were going to
is.
name him Meatball, but
Oh, that's right. You were.
at this point, I don't know. Anyway, so
No.
so yeah, and then I
R.I.P.
got
Meatball.
a notice from the park, not just me, everybody. Another one of those please don't feed the wildlife fucking notices.
Oh no.
I feel like it's for me, but they just gave it to everybody.
They have to because they can't single you out.
They can't just single me
Because
out,
they
but
know you'll sick the crows on them.
not at this point. I only have raccoons.
No,
Oh,
the crows know it wasn't you. I bet you they were checking on you to make sure you were okay. You tried.
oh, well, damn, you
And I'm
tried.
and I'm sitting here like yesterday, like, oh my God, it's a gift. It's a familiar. It chose you. And then today you're like, it's
Well,
fucking
I was trying
dead.
to. Well, the question I have is like, it was up on the platform, which it has to fly up to get to. So how to get there?
I don't know.
I'm like, I guess he could have like walked up,
Listen, we're gonna say that all the explosion of feathers that you saw was it turning back into its human form,
and he
and it
just
was,
walked out.
and he just walked out, and he accidentally kicked some stuff out of the way because he didn't know where he was.
He
Because when
was
he turned
so
into
big.
and when he turned into an animal, a crow, right? So he turned into the animal. All his clothes fell off, and then he's now confused as to where he is. And this nice lady
And
was
now
going to
he's
take care of
naked and
him.
walking around the park.
It's probably the guy that lets you in at the gate. Probably got drunk and accidentally transformed. What's
Military
that guy
Kevin?
say? Harry
Kevin,
Kevin? Is
they're
it?
all Kevin. Remember? I couldn't remember their names, so I started calling them Kevin, and they all started answering. So now they're all Kevin.
They're like, yeah, you know that lady with all the crows that calls us Kevin?
Yeah, right.
That's you, like in every conversation. You know the lady who we're afraid to say to stop feeding the goddamn raccoons? She calls us Kevin, that one? Yeah, that's you in every conversation.
And then, well, no, there's a lady at the gate, and I was just calling her Lady Kevin.
Lady Kevin. Hello, Lady Kevin.
I couldn't remember, and then it just it was too long, too late.
It's
So
fine. You
I
make
know.
their day.
How was your week?
Um, I'm
Did you
like,
do a
how was
fun
my week?
thing?
I'm trying to think. Hold, like I'm trying to think. I mean, we unpacked more. Weird. Um, so the dining room's looking kind of nice. It's gonna unpack actual boxes, but like furniture's in place, new, because like we bought like new tables and chairs and sideboards and I'm
Oh, that's fun.
sorry. Um, seriously, what the hell did no, that's just like work. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know what day of the week it is anymore. Like we had our first Friday at my job, which is like a free.
What's
What?
that?
What did you just say? My Siri just started going off.
I know. I
I have
heard it.
my, yeah, but I didn't know what it was saying. Siri, what did you just say?
Well, you can't hear it because it's coming through your thing.
Oh. Well, no, it was my
Oh,
pod, my speaker, like that's attached to my Wi-Fi in my house.
he was
I
trying to
don't know.
remind you what you did this week.
Yeah, I was talking about trying to figure out dates. Um, yeah, no, I that was like a long day. But it was really cool. It was the Afro Sankofa Festival. And so there was like a really cool fashion show and like my the team that I support, they do all the art making and stuff. So they did this really fun like art mask African art my God. African mask making as the like free drop in art and we did drawing up in the galleries and I don't know. It was there was music and really great like panel discussions. So that was kind of fun. That was really fun.
Good. That's fun. I love that.
Yeah, I just had a lot going on. Like, I'm
Some of
never
those weeks you're
home.
just like, I don't know, it was one long day and I know I did everything, but I can't
Yeah,
tell you what I did. Yeah.
I'm like, the, the fuck, the fuck, um,
Fuck.
the fuck. It was very productive though, because every day was like a thing and, getting house more unpacked, working my butt off at my day job, some readings
Good.
that I got to do. Um, had a really nice dinner with my husband, because you know me, I love to eat. Yeah, so it was a pretty mundane week for me. Nothing
That's okay.
crazy. Yeah.
Not terrible either. All right.
No
Well, only
animals
one of us
died.
almost, what?
I said no animals died. Thank God. Knock on wood. Sorry.
Thanks. I'm
Shh,
like,
cover
well, at
your
least
ears.
only one of us almost died. So it's not like the first time that that's happened. And I panic every single time and I have no idea what it is.
Don't let any more air out.
I'm like, don't let it, you might need that air. It happened one time when I lived in the valley and Bean was smaller, but he was in high school. And it happened, and I was in the back studio and he was talking to me, and I said something, and then he made me laugh, and then
And
I
I said
choked.
choking.
And he just looked at me and he left. And I was like, what? And then I went and after I wasn't dead, I went and found him and I go, dude, what the fuck? And he goes, he was got nervous. I didn't want to be the last one to see you. And I go, but you would have been. Also, what the fuck?
I'm your mother.
Oh,
Well, here we are.
we are. So,
What planet's in the
this is
microwave? Or, well, we're doing some fun stuff.
yeah, this is a two-parter, you guys. So, we're gonna start with a small bit about the solar eclipse, and then Jen's
Hmm.
gonna do a reading, and then we're gonna start. We're doing alien conspiracy government cover up, and then that's gonna bleed over into next week. So we'll do the second part of it next week.
Mm.
So yeah, all right. So we are kicking off eclipse season. Wednesday, August 12th, there's a solar eclipse. Now, it's not super, it's full visibility in Greenland, Iceland, and Spain. So not us. And then there's like a partial, like half visibility in parts of Europe, and then down our eastern seaboard. And I believe it's at like 140 or 145. You guys are gonna have to check because it's also not everybody. It's like down the eastern seaboard. There's like a slit, like New York City's gonna be able to see a sliver of it. You might be able to, maybe. I'm not
Probably
sure.
not. Buffalo
Um,
sucks.
and then kind of like down the eastern seaboard to like North Carolina. So if you live kind of there, you'll see like a sliver of it or part of it, but you're gonna have to check your times. And um, that's all I got on that. Does not apply to me. So this is a first of a series of eclipses in Leo season, which is going to start out a several-year journey of major new beginnings, but also major endings, which is again a very themey theme. Um,
We're
I'm
back
not
to
going to talk about.
notes.
We're back to notes. Look, I used the printer. You guys, I've been doing my notes like it's 1982, and I have an encyclopedia and a pen. And then I just realized yesterday that I could use my printer, and boy, do I feel stupid. Oh, anyway, okay. So, energetically, this is going to feel really powerful, um, and maybe a little bit unsettling, but it's not. It's just a lot. So if you're feeling like everything is a lot, yes, it is. But also break it down. It's it's fine. Everything is fine. So new moons and solar eclipses are both energetically favorable for fresh starts, potential, and growth. And being in Leo, this potential is leaning towards leadership, um, and teaching, but not from the angle of needing to be recognized for what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, right, like you should be in a position of leadership, but not like oh, I'm the main character, not like that. It should be more about the collective. Um, so kind of zoom out and figure out like, oh, well, if I'm going to be in charge, what can I be in charge of that's going to make it better for everybody, not just look at me
Yeah.
waving a flag. Um, so a lot of people are like, this isn't the best time to manifest. So if you're like an occasional manifester, I wouldn't do it now.
An occasional manifester.
No, because like some people are like, I'm going to do a ritual today, or this is a good time to manifest, or I'm only going to do it
Yeah.
on the moon, or whatever. I manifest every day, so I'm not going to skip it because they're like, don't do it now. But if you're like the occasional manifester that like waits for the moon or waits for the thing, maybe skip this. You can sit this one out. That's fine. Um, you're probably going to start seeing the stuff that you've been manifesting for surface. So now instead of manifesting, you kind of want to reflect more, um, and kind of look at what you have going on. Like Leo also kind of embodies like courage and confidence. But if you aren't really feeling it, like if that's what you're portraying on the outside, like as your mask, but you're not really feeling confident in your abilities, it's okay. You can fake it till you make it. Like, I'm going to get there. But if you're really not feeling very confident about the thing that you're doing, um, you might want to kind of like look at all of the whys and figure out what you're afraid of. And then just continue to check in with yourself during the eclipse season. This is the beginning of the eclipse season, and just kind of make a point to let go of some of your ego based choices and then get ready for the full moon eclipse, which is at the end of the month, which we're going to do a whole deep dive into because that's my favorite. And we also get to see it. So that's pretty fun. Also, the person, am I saying that right? Person, I think meteor shower is also on the 12th. So like everything's happening. And then plus the planet parade is also on the 12th. So you'll be able to see those in the morning. The
Sorry. You're like planet
planet
parade.
parade,
And I just like this picture, just like da, da,
right?
da, da,
It's
da.
like the
It's like the
yeah, that's right.
Macy's.
Like at the drive-in with the
Yeah.
food.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's all
Um,
go to the movies. It's all just
um,
planets.
great. So they'll all be lined up on the horizon, but in the morning. So if that's a thing that you can go look at, go look. It'll be on everybody's horizon, and you'll be able to kind of see them all lined up again. It is a
So
Perseid meteor
tomorrow morning,
shower.
the 12th,
The
for
12th
the
in the
for the
morning.
parade. For the parade. The
Yeah,
razzle
the
dazzle
parade's in the
parade.
morning. In the morning on the 12th, and then the meteor shower is at nighttime. And because it's not a full moon like the last one, you should be able to see it if you're someplace where there isn't a lot of like outside light, because the sky will be real dark, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of them. So you should be able to see it if you can go someplace that's dark
Well, that's cool.
and not a lot of lights
Light pollution.
happening. Light pollution. That's what it is. Okay, so in summary, okay, this is a good week to take bold steps into something new, or completely take bold steps out of something that's still kind of hanging out on the fringes of your life. Clean it up, cut that cord, get rid of it, make room for the new stuff, and just be done. You don't need it. Get it out of here. Um, okay, so I have some cute little kind of, oh yay,
Crows?
yeah.
Are they mad at you still? Are they throwing rocks?
No, they're not throwing rocks. They're eating, so that's fine.
Okay, that's good.
I put I put
They're like, we're
special
still
foods
mad at
out.
you, bitch, but feed us.
Right, like I put special food out. I was like,
Thanks
okay,
for killing
well,
Patrick, you asshole.
extra things.
Here's more meatballs.
Right, meatball and some pizza. because that's good for him. And then nuts. That's fresh water. Okay. So these are I just found these like cute little eclipse rituals, and I'm like, oh, these are kind of cute. So there's one that says you put a chair facing your window, like where the sun comes in the window, and then don't sit in it the whole day. And it's basically like, hey, you're letting the sun, it can always come, letting the sun know it can always come rest at your house. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. Your
Yeah.
pets can sit in the chair. You can't sit in the chair. Um, and
States
then it's,
taken.
yep. Light a candle for the sun as kind of a backup or shift change, like for the sun while it's didn't show up, like it punched out for the day. So you want to light a candle for the sun, like specifically, like you're like here. Or carry something yellow in your pocket, yellow crystal, all day to honor the sun. So you can kind of touch it and be like, okay, I'm honoring the sun. I thought those were cute. I've not done any of them. I don't usually do like sun rituals, but I don't know. I thought they were cute. So there you go. There's a
Oh,
thing.
I love that.
Yeah, yay!
Are we done with Eclipse?
We are done with Eclipse. I told you it was really short
Are
because
we
all of
doing
you're gonna do your
two girls, one deck? Am I up next? Are we
you're
up
up.
next?
Yeah, do your poll.
Guys, we're moving and grooving just because we want to talk fun alien stuff today. We're gonna see what happens because like we've got a thing, we do a thing, we talk all the planets and the cards and all the fun stuff. But like we're like, hey, let's shake it up a little bit and see what happens, you know? Who knows?
Yeah,
Let's see. Also, I would are we wearing tinfoil hats for our alien
I was
section?
gonna make one.
We're
I
gonna
was.
we're gonna give you guys a minute after two
To
girls,
go
one
make your own
deck.
tinfoil hat.
Go
I
make
was
your
going
own
to make
tinfoil
a
hat.
tinfoil hat, but I don't have any foil. I only had plastic wrap and parchment paper, and I thought that would be weird. So
No, it won't do it.
I don't
I
think I'm
was like,
buying that.
I wanted to wear a tinfoil hat. And it's fine. We don't have to wear tinfoil hats since you don't have tinfoil.
I don't have any tinfoil.
Son of
Sorry.
the crows.
Pie plate.
Ugh.
Pie plate on my head.
Oh my goodness. All right, where am I? Where are my notes? All right. So, all right. I'm calling this one that my cards told me to reality check. Like most of the spreads, like because we were talking about last episode, like this is just a year of like calling ourselves out and getting real fucking raw and vulnerable with ourselves, swallowing really hard pills. And, Saturn still being in retrograde through December, then being mixed in with the solar eclipse, which is, the moon taking over a little bit during the sun, which is like our unconscious kind of coming to light. And it's like, we're really diving deep down, right? So it's like calling out where we're being a little extra, exposing some drama that we're casually pretending that we're not seeing, getting down to like the super unfiltered truth of like what we need to actually do about all of this. So grab whatever you need to, grab your deck if you want to shuffle along, if you want to pull along, you can save it for later if you're driving or at work. Um, the spread will be, in the show notes. Oh my God, guys. Okay, so remember how I couldn't remember my week? I also had no time for anything. I was like, oh, I'm going to do some fun content with like, clips from this and that. And I literally have had zero time this week. It was like engulfed in flames. So I apologize. I will get better about actually posting the spreads. And all you have to do is pause, rewind, and then come back to this. Okay. So it's almost like a little mini Celtic cross. So it's like one, two, three, four, and then five, right? And so they break down in this way. So card number one is what's the main character drama today? So what's the current energy? What's the plot? So what is the universe trying to like point out to you right now? And like, why is it making its grand, or like, why are we doing like a big production out of all of it? Card two, right? So one, then two over here, to the right. Sorry, I can't tell. Left, right, but two is probably reversed. Two, where are we being extra, right? So our ego trap, our shadow, your moon card. Where are you overthinking, micromanaging, or getting in your own way just because your ego wants to kind of like take the steering wheel? Then we've got three, which is above, right? So the cosmic reality check. So the truth that we're dodging. So what is the cards unsweetened, unfiltered, like girls sit your shit down truth that you've been like kind of casually pretending not to see? Four. So it's like one, two, three, four. It's our plot twist. It's the hidden opportunity. So, like, what surprising shift or perspective change becomes possible once you actually drop the baggage from card number two, which is the shadow and ego trap. And then card number five, which is right below number four, seem like under the table. So one, two, three, four, five. What card, what your cards are actually are telling you to actually do. So, like the actionable advice. What's the practical grounded step that you need to take so you can stop like running in circles and you can let that moon get out of the way and let your sun shine? Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's see where we're at. Hopped right on the table. Did you see that? Page of Cups. It was like "Boop." Page of Cups in reverse. Oh, that one tried. Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh, that's a good one for where you be an extra in your shadow. Oh, dear Lord. Oh,
Everybody's jumping ship.
I'm just saying. Well, I got three. I heard pull this one and the other two got to go in. So Queen of Swords in reverse. What the fuck? For the cosmic reality check, like what are we dodging? All right. Then we've got King of Cups in the upright for position number four, and then Three of Pentacles in reverse. So let's start. Yeah. All right, main character drama today. What's the energy or the current energy? Like, what's the plot here? So, what is the universe trying to point out to you right now? And like, why is it making some grand production out of all of it? And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. It's like because you are not in tune with yourself, right? Cups being that house of love with ourselves and those around us, relationship with ourselves and those around us. This is water, intuition. This is, connection to higher self, which is that version of you that I always say that, like, if there's no limiting beliefs, what bitch would you be? You would be that bitch. So, this is connection to divine, your intuition, right? It's emotion. It's listening to your gut. And I'm just hearing like with page of anything, level up, I'm like hearing level up, new path forward. But like it's like being like met with a brick wall or like a dam. It's like I see someone like running full. It's almost like when Harry Potter runs through that brick wall, but like he actually doesn't make it through. He just smashes right into it. And I'm just hearing like when I read the my notes and I'm like, why is it making a grand production out of this? Like I'm focusing so much on that right now, and I'm hearing it's because we keep fucking trying to tell you. And when I say we, it's your team. I keep hearing we keep trying to fucking tell you, and you're not fucking listening. And I'm gonna probably swear a lot in this episode, so if you don't want to hear that, I apologize. But also here we are. So why are you being extra, right? Card number two, this is your ego trap. This is your shadow. Like, what are we overthinking? What's being micromanaged? Like, are you getting in your own way? Sorry. Our dog Aura, she we call it her transport. It's like a dog bed because she doesn't like the stairs. So my husband just brought her down in the transport. No, go outside. Sorry. Here, just grab her. You gotta go. Bye. I regret nothing. So your ego trap, your shadow. Where are you overthinking, micromanaging? Like think of like a puppet master, right? Pulling the strings. Where are you getting in your own way just because your ego wants to take the steering wheel? And then we have that Ace of Swords in reverse, right? Swords is the fuck around and find out house. This is boundary setting, right? We can draw lines in the sand with those swords. It's standing your power, standing your truth. This is the house of communication in all forms. It's conscious awareness, it's emotional intelligence, right? But this is like a harsh house. This is harsh with love. I'm hearing harsh with love. And so what are we overthinking? This is a clarity card and it's in reverse. So what resistance are we meeting? And it's like I keep hearing you're getting in your own way, you're getting in your own way. When I look at this card, this is a card in the upright. Like, see how big that sword is? And I know it looks like it's cutting through water in this because it probably is. It looks like water. But whenever I see this card come out for me in my readings, I always think like, oh, it's like when you're in a jungle and you know the general direction you need to go. You're like, oh, we need to go over yonder. But like you have all this vegetation in front of you and you can't see 5 feet in front of you and you're using your machete to like cut it all down. So it's I have an intentional path. I know the general direction I need to go, but I then need to clear that path for me. And it could take days, it could take weeks, it could take hours. You don't know, but you know that you just need to keep going. And with this being in reverse, it's like your ego wants to keep you stuck, right? Our ego is a lot of fear-driven bullshit, is what it is. And when we can take our ego out of things, we can, what do I always say about fear, right? When we can take the feeling out of the feeling, we can then manage it. We can control it. We can say, oh, this is just something that I can like fucking putz around with. This is something I can objectify and something that I can like make a to-do list to fix, or like I'm just not scared of this thing anymore. And like with this being in reverse, it's like we're keeping ourselves stuck by keeping ourselves down. I'm like hearing you're keeping yourself stuck. I'm seeing a hand kind of pushing a head underwater. And so it's like you're allowing all of this. I'm hearing the word projection. So whoever this for, maybe someone's projecting on you. Maybe as someone is just like clouding your head with some bullshit, but you are the person that's allowing it to come in. You're the one who's listening to it and letting it weigh heavy on you and sink you down under that water. Then we've got our third card, right? So one, two, three up here. The vibe, this is the cosmic reality check. So, like the truth that you're dodging. So, what is the cards like unfiltered, kind of like hard pill to swallow truth that you've just been pretending, like, oh, I don't see it. And this is Queen of Swords in reverse. And, she is that bitch. When she's in the upright, like, you don't want to fuck with her. She is confident in who she is. No one can tell her who she is. You cannot shake her. She's the Sophia from Golden Girls card. She's very much this bottom.
Yay!
Yeah. She is very much the Sour Patch Kid. She's very sweet, but she can be sour. She can be salty, but she's loving. This is a lot of love, but with like some harshness behind it. With this being in reverse, though, I'm hearing it's like, again, even in combination with these other two cards, if like, tarot tells a story, right? And the story that I'm hearing over and over right now is you are keeping yourself stuck, you're keeping yourself small. You are allowing everything around you to just close in on you. It's like the walls are closing in on you. And I'm just hearing like, it's okay to let that go. It's okay to say, oh, wait a minute, these aren't real. It's like the Matrix when you decide which pill you're going to take. It's like wake up and understand that like you've got this, like you know what you're doing, right? And so it's funny because then the next card out is called the plot twist. It's our hidden opportunity. So like what surprising shift or perspective change comes from becomes possible once you've actually kind of drapped, once you've drapped, once you've dropped the baggage from number two, which is that Ace of Swords in reverse, right? Which is pushing your own head underwater. And it's the King of Cups. This is like so that divine masculine energy, right? So king energy, it's divine masculine, it's doer alchemizer energy. It's turning pain into, prosperities, it's pain into beauty. It's turning, strife into opportunity. It's taking like all of this like it's not toxic positivity. That is not what I'm saying. I'm like, this is about abundance for scarcity mindset. It's still seeing the shit hitting the fan, accepting that it's hitting the fan, but understanding that like you can clean it up. You're like, no, actually, everything is figure outable, and I really can truly figure this out. It may not happen overnight, but I can do this. And so this like that energy and like kings are alchemizers. They're like the logical, analytical. They're strategic planners, right? They're doers. So they push forward. This is an energy of like a locomotive just pushing forward. And so where we were talking about hitting that brick wall earlier, it's like we're plowing through it. Now we can break through it because we're hitting it. Yes, we hadn't learned the lesson for a while, but what happens when you hit the same spot over and over and over and over again, right? It may fucking hurt you for a while, but eventually you're going to break through. Eventually you're going to come out on the other side. Eventually it's going to crumble, right? And so with this King of Cups, it's like, oh, I'm here to love myself. Oh, I'm here to recognize my own power. Oh, I'm here to actually see that everything is figure outable. I can do this. I do have this, right? And so it's like what am I able to drop from card? And I'm actually looking over at card number one, which is that Page of Cups, right? So we're going from the page to the king. And in between there is that knight and that queen, right? And so it's like we're going from starting off real like scared to move forward and level ourselves up, even though we've got that energy of level up in us, to the king. So it's like, wow, what a fucking transformation when we can let go of that limiting belief, when we can let go of that scarcity mindset. So then card number five, it's like, what are we actually being told to do? This is our actionable advice. This is our moving and grooving kind of card. This is like, what do we need to be doing? So it's Three of Pentacles in reverse. Pentacles is grounding energy, it's earth energy. It's where energy and attention goes is what grows. Typically, it's like wealth, career, finance. It can be some health stuff. And this is about an overarching umbrella of like abundance for scarcity mindset. And that Three of Pentacles in the upright, it is in the reverse. But in upright, it's usually about co-creation and collaboration and like working, allowing, and I'm hearing allowing ourselves to receive help, learning how, and that could also mean learning how to ask for help, right? But with this being in the reverse, it's like the actionable step is like, yo, bitch, you got to open your mouth. I'm hearing, bitch, you have to open your mouth. You have to say, I'm drowning. I need help. Hand me a fucking life preserver. And it's okay. It doesn't make you weak. I'm hearing whoever this is for, I'm hearing very specifically, you need to be super real with them and like be super honest. This does not make you weak. Admitting that you need help, admitting that you're drowning, admitting that you are barely able to keep your head above water. It it's okay to admit that. It doesn't mean you're failing in any way, shape, or form. Like I get the vibe from this that like whoever this is for, it's like I don't think you understand how fucking capable and powerful and wonderful and beautiful and like all the good you are because for whatever reason, and I'm also hearing it doesn't fucking matter what the reason is, for whatever reason, you don't see it, you don't feel it, and you don't believe it. And but it's like you still know that it's there. So I'm just hearing like ask, send out a flare gun, right? Flare away. Ask for help. Ask for a life preserver. I don't know why I keep going to like a drowning scenario. I just keep seeing a lot of water. And I don't know if it's because we have just a couple cups cards or what, but I'm just this whole reading, I've just been seeing someone struggling, almost like I didn't see the ship get wrecked, but it's like the aftermath in a movie when you see all the bits and pieces everywhere and someone's just like holding on for dear life on like either a raft or like just like a big wood piece or like a plank or something. And it's like someone who just keeps going under, but then pulling themselves back up. And I'm just hearing like you're subconsciously saving yourself over and over again. So like, why aren't we doing this intentionally? So it's okay to ask for help, is what I'm hearing. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. Can I pull an oracle?
All right. Yeah.
I'm going to do angel number and spirit animal so we can honor Patrick Meatball.
Sir Patrick
Sir
Meatball.
Patrick Meatball.
Meatball.
So yeah, guys, I really want to know what your solar eclipse spread said. So please share, please share. I've gotten a couple people who have DM'd and some people who I personally know have texted me since last episode. Ooh, 1010. Faith, new beginnings. Um, about last week's episode. So share away. Share away. I've
Yeah,
gotten
you guys
pictures. I've gotten
love it.
um people that like talked about the whole because I guess I forgot that I talked about my kid. So I had some moms reach out and were like, girl, I know what you're going through. And so, so
Oh, yeah, you were. Baby
it's
Beeb is having an attitude.
mm-hmm, he was. It's kind of slowed down. All right, 1010. Support is always here for you. Do you need a sign here? Sign. Support is always there for you from your loved ones and from the very universe itself. When you feel overwhelmed or mired in negativity, this is why I love Oracle at the end of my readings. It just wraps everything up in a pretty little fucking bow. When you feel overwhelmed and mired in negativity, this number may make its way to you. Let this be a gentle reminder and sink in that you have the tools you need to see it through. Your comfort zone will always be there when you need it, but you should step outside of it more often. Growth requires movement and bravery. Remember, you are safe and supported. And this came out in the upright. So, overcoming fears and trying new things, confidence, bravery, and trust, reminder of your ability to keep going and stepping outside your comfort zone. And guys, this is, I don't know, I've said it before. If you don't follow the Pulp Girls, this is their angel number oracle deck. Oh, I love it. And their social media is really fun. So if you're super into, people's social media, like readers and stuff like that, their social media always has like, who doesn't want to know what tarot card means, what kind of pizza they are? We want to know. I
Oh,
love I love a good quiz. I love a good tell me what I am thing. They always have fun interactive posts. So go check them out. Pulp Girls. All right, let's pull some animals in memory of Sir Patrick Meatball. Giraffe reflection. I'm only going to do two today. And then frog transition. So we've got if you're facing a difficult situation, do not rush into making a decision. You're advised to turn the problem around in all possible manners before deciding on a solution. Your circumstances need to be examined carefully. And then frog transition. This is a powerful time of change. You're being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. Cups, weird. You may also need to engage in a process of cleansing, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. Perfect for a new moon and for a solar eclipse.
first animal.
Well, giraffe? What?
Oh, giraffe. I
Giraffe.
didn't know what it
Sorry.
was.
Yes. Giraffe and frog. Sorry. I was talking super fast. So here we are. The
Okay.
long neck. Oh,
Oh.
reminds me of remember Land Before Time, the dinosaur movie? The long necks
Mhm.
and the grandma that dies or the mom that dies or whatever. Oh. Why do all the moms have to die in these movies? So fucked up. It wasn't
Because
even
it's
a Walt
scary.
Disney movie. Like we all know he has mommy issues. That's fine. But
Oh, all right.
you didn't know that?
Uh,
Okay, that'll be
mm,
another conspiracy theory rabbit hole.
oh,
Should we get tinfoil hats? Oh, wait, you don't have tinfoil. That's right.
I don't have any tinfoil.
Mm,
I
okay.
don't even think I you can go get your tinfoil.
No, it's fine.
You
We'll
don't
do
want
it
to do it
another
alone?
time.
We'll do it
Sometimes I don't want to
for
do it
no
alone.
reason.
I'm tired and I don't want to fucking get up.
Okay.
Like I'd rather not get up.
Okay.
All
This
right.
is a lot, and I'm gonna look at this a lot because I
It's new
think
info.
it's new info. I have it stacked in order. So I'm gonna do, hold on, I'm gonna do these guys. Let me just make sure because I don't want to miss a whole chunk. Okay, so this is the last little section. Also, speaking of like old timey ways that we would do stuff, I had two papers that I had to put together. So I like
Oh,
ripped it
you
and then
ripped
folded.
both.
Girl,
Uh,
like we didn't have staples in the 80s. I don't even know what that was even all about. But okay, all right. Um, okay, so I'm gonna read you a couple of things. We're gonna talk about what they have in common, besides
Ooh,
besides it being alien stuff.
I love
And then we're
alien
gonna
stuff.
no, and then we're gonna start. This is all alien stuff. But like you can't I can't be like, what do they all have in common? And you're like, aliens. It's like, no, that's not.
Their eyes. No.
So, okay, so also, in case you didn't know, they're not UFOs anymore. No,
UPA.
they are UAPs or
UAP.
yeah,
UPA.
UAPs because
Sorry.
that sounds,
Like a
you know,
bank.
the government really loves a good acronym. They really do. They're like, "Oh, what is this?" So they're like, they're not UFOs, they're UAPs. So I will probably go back and forth. So stupid.
So what does
Um
UAP stand
it's
for?
unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Mhm. Because why would we say
Why
anything else?
right. Like
Unidentified flying object.
right.
Oh, so
So, but
dumb.
I guess that also includes like because if it's not an object, that includes like an orb or a light
Yeah.
and the government.
And the government. So I don't want to jump too far ahead or because again, guys, we don't really talk too much. We just give like basic,
Oh,
like,
go
hey, let's
ahead.
do this thing. Well, so like we watched this really fun documentary. So
Yeah.
because like for me, all my alien stuff comes from conspiracy theories, and I just like pick and choose what I want to believe. Nothing is based in fact. And so she's like, I want facts,
This
as
isn't even
many
facts.
or
This is
whatever.
fucked up. The only
Yeah,
fact here is
I
that the
know.
government was able to cover some shit. That's it.
I know.
That's
But and I'm just saying,
girl.
like,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
did some really fun research, and I'm usually like, this TikTok that I watched told me the difference
Oh,
between grays, uh, lizards or whatever, the fucking lizard looking ones. Oh my God, why I cannot speak today. There's like the bug ones, the mantis like ones, there's the Nordics. I know like so I know the difference between like at least four different kinds.
I didn't
Um,
even get that far. I'm still in
oh,
spaceships.
oh, well, they all have some sort of transportation.
Correct. Okay. Um, I
Osmosis.
did do a thing about Bigfoot being an alien, so I got that for you.
Oh, I want to see that crossover.
Yeah, it's a reach,
You know,
but
I
it's
love
not.
a
But
good Bigfoot.
it's not really a reach. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start here, then we're going to go backwards, then we're going to come
I'm
back
being
to here.
surrounded.
By what?
Cats. They're all staring at me
That's
and they're all
okay.
surrounding me.
They want to hear too.
They want
Okay,
tinfoil hats.
they do.
Does
All
Dibs
right.
want a tinfoil
So
hat?
he's. I gave him some cough medicine. He's passed out.
So he didn't die on camera.
Right, he was having a hard time this morning, and then I'm like, "That's what
Uh,
I sounded like." Anyway, okay,
sorry, go
so
on.
from 2007 to 2012, Lou Elizondo and Jay Stratton, funded by Senator Harry Reid, which is kind of a big deal, started the AATIPs, ATIP, again, another acronym. They love a good acronym. It's the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. So we're going to get back to that. So that's where we're going to kind of focus a lot of this stuff, but we're going to get back to this guy, these guys.
Use
And now
guys.
I'm going to these guys, and now I'm going to read you some stuff. Do you know what panspermia is?
Mm-mm.
Sounds so fun, right? Okay. So um it's not the okay, so asteroids, comets, or other rocks, um, space rocks
Space
that
rocks.
landed on Earth, flew to Earth, smashed into Earth, whatever, containing water molecules, that inside those water molecules had like the building blocks of our existence. So it's not the Bible and it's not evolution.
Okay.
Okay. So that also goes with like the big flood, like the with the ark and the
Hmm.
water and the Noah, which is like
The
there's the big
Noah.
the Noah. So there's the big flood across all different cultures. Like a
Yeah.
lot of different cultures talk about it, not just in the Bible, um, but they're like, oh, there were smaller bodies of water, but very deep on the planet, and a meteor hit the water,
It went-
causing the water to cause the flood. Um,
And then kill all
but
the
the flood,
dinosaurs.
but the flood wasn't a build a boat, rescue the animals. It was here come these rocks with all of the building blocks to people. Um, in 1996, a meteor with microbacteria inside of it. It was rock 84001.
Hmm. Very official.
Yeah. Um, and I want to say Carter. I didn't write it down. It was either Carter or Reagan. Probably Reagan. He really loved a good. He loved a good alien hangout. Like was like, oh, this rock and this thing and whatever, and then they were like, no, debunked. He was like,
No.
oh my bad. Okay, but recent scientists, there's in England, Dr. Queenie Chan, Queen, um, has been doing recently doing research on a separate meteorite that also contains water molecules with organic materials inside. In the 70s, an astronomer published a book with his findings that certain diseases, such as different strains of the flu, originated from not here. And every time there was one of these flus, it was when the population on the planet needed regulation. Hi, COVID.
Hmm.
So he published this book in the 70s, and he was like this like high astronomer guy, and like everybody really respected him and whatever. And then he published the book, and then he was crazy and dementia, and his career tanked, and he kind of like went by the wayside. So
But was he
there's
accurate in things?
well, that's the okay. So that's the one little story. So panspermia and diseases in the flu coming from outer space, and then Bob Lazar, who's the Area 51 guy,
Yeah.
who's the one that okay. So he did all of those interviews on the news as Dennis in like 1989, um, and basically said, you know, I'm working at what S4, which is just outside of Area 51. And where he was working, they were doing reverse alien technology. They were working on ships. They were flying ships over the desert.
Or like reverse
They were working,
engineering stuff, right?
yeah, they were
Yeah.
working on like antimatter reactors. He had like a rocket car that he was building in his house. And everybody was
Oh.
just like, the man's building a rocket car. I'm like, okay. Um, And then later he admitted to being threatened by the government for talking about what he saw. Sidebar to this. This is just, I watched this documentary and they interviewed George Knapp in the 80s. That's the space coast to coast guy, right? George Knapp.
Was I don't so I was just gonna ask, was he the CIA agent that like got filmed at the end of his life and was just like, fuck it, and just like spewed a
George
bunch of
Knapp
shit?
or Bob Lazar?
George
No,
Knapp.
no, that's a different guy. George Knapp is
Okay.
still alive. But so this is
Oh,
just
yeah, no,
a
this guy
sidebar. This
died in
doesn't
the
have any,
80s.
this, no, no, no. So he did this interview in the 80s about Bob Lazar.
Okay.
And he insists, you could tell that he insisted on doing it. This has nothing to do with it. I just thought this guy was a douche, so I have a little sidebar on this guy. So it, the sound quality is terrible because he wanted to be interviewed inside of his Las Vegas, fancy Las Vegas home. He's like, here I am inside my home. Like he had to tell us where we were next to this indoor pool. So it's all like, look at me next to my eight, whatever. And the sound quality is terrible because he's inside next to a fucking pool. And then all he said was, all he talked about was that how Bob Lazar didn't like talking about what happened to him and that he probably wouldn't talk to anybody and that he only liked to talk to him about it. But like you had to catch him on a good day. And then they cut from him to Bob Lazar doing an interview with somebody. So I'm like, why is he even in this documentary? Like, no idea. Anyway, so we have Bob Lazar and Area 51 and all of his claims, and then he admitted to be threatened by the government. Then we have the MJ-12, which is post World War II. And Harry Truman met with Churchill, and it was right after the war. And then they kind of decided that they weren't going to disclose anything because it was just post-war time, and it was not really a great
Too
time for
much, too
that.
much.
Too much. Let it go. So there's the MJ-12. July 1947, Roswell. Truman had a press release that we captured a UFO. Big deal. Big press release. He was very excited about it. We captured a UFO. We're going to do all this stuff. And then the next day, it was like, oh, never mind. It was a weather balloon.
Okay.
I take it back. Now, also, in all fairness, how many years is it since 1947? Why do we still think it's a weather balloon? We don't have the technology to tell us what's a fucking weather balloon. It's still just a balloon.
It's not.
Okay. July 1952, there's a swarm of UFOs buzzing the White House and the Capitol building. Like a whole bunch of them.
Swarm.
A lot of, like, yeah, like, you're doing stuff. A lot of people saw
Independence
it.
Day.
A lot of people at the White House, they were like, what the fuck is happening? And they all just kind of went, voop. And then a week later, came back, did it again.
And then
They
nothing?
had a press conference at the Pentagon. One of the quotes from this press conference was, credible people are seeing incredible things. And then they basically said,
News.
we chased him, we couldn't catch him. Like that
Like
was
why
nothing. Like,
Wile E.
like,
Coyote.
sorry, that does tie in to everything we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Um, and then a year later,
We chased him. Sorry.
couldn't catch him. Sorry, we don't know what happened. A year later, the ridicule campaign started, which is they didn't know what to do with all of this. So basically, it was like if you reported it, you were a crazy person.
Hmm.
And then that stigma has gotten so bad till now that if you see, you're a crazy redneck, you're always like the single guy, and they never show you the reports of like when there's like occasionally there'll be like a group of school children or whatever. It's always one guy on a boat in a lake, somebody in his field, like a couple that got abducted together, and then they're but everybody's crazy, everybody's nuts, nobody wants to talk about it. So that campaign started in like 1953, and then just the stigma just kept going and going and going. So like that's where we landed on that. So what do all these things have in common?
The government lies.
That's it.
I got it right on the first try.
Got it right. You got it right. First try. Okay.
Look at
So
me not believing in the government.
so with it being like a conspiracy theory and being so stigmatized, now it becomes risky for people in power to say, and like they don't want to say anything because they're going to be risking their career, or they're going to be risking their reputation, or like anything like that. So they're just like, we don't know, it's not real, we're not doing that. Okay, also included that, I'm going to sidebar here, is the Dulce base in New Mexico, which I was like, originally that's what we were going to do, was just the underground city in New Mexico. That got so weird that I just abandoned ship on it, because it was just like, okay, that's fine, government cover up. But then all these other people that had all these conspiracy theories about it, they got really ugly. Like it was just like, there's several stories. We're doing testing on alien bodies. There's forced mating. They're fucking up cows nearby and taking them to the facility. It was crazy. And then somebody attached it to the Wayfair shoe factory conspiracy. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
okay. And they're like, they're using the tunnels down there with the aliens, and I'm like, okay, I can't with that, because I couldn't
Yeah.
separate. It was a lot. And so that's also in there. You guys feel free to go look that up. It's pretty interesting until you get to but again, see, look, until you get to the crackpots that are like doing weird shit. So
I always think of Mel Gibson in Conspiracy Theory. Remember that movie? Did you ever see
is
it?
that,
Julia
no,
Roberts is in it, and like
what's the one where they're in the cupboard?
the
I
cupboard.
think that's an M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie, though.
In the cupboard.
They're like in the cupboard under the sink. I only saw one, that once.
Signs. When he's Signs, the alien one, where when he's like in the pantry and he looks under the door and he sees the
Yeah, he's in the
yeah
cabinet.
Signs. Yeah. Well, it's a
That's
pantry.
Mel
Yeah, he's
Gibson.
like in
Is that
like an
Mel
actual.
Gibson too?
That's Mel Gibson. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
He loves a good conspiracy theory,
He
a
really does.
good sci-fi thriller,
Loves a good
psychological thriller. Also, a good Jesus movie. That's so fucking crazy. Oh, was that the crucifixion?
um
What was that movie he created? They directed Crucifixion of Christ or something like that
The
back in
Last
like
Temptation of Christ? No, that's
I don't
old.
fucking no. This was like I was in like maybe early college, so like maybe like the early 2000s or something. It was graphic. And for me to turn my eyes away, I was like, whoa, this is bad.
I
I'll have
don't
to
I'm not a
I'll
Jesus movie gal, so I have no idea.
I know, but yeah, it's Mel Gibson. We can just go down a rabbit hole of Mel Gibson sometime. But yeah. Um
I'd rather not.
I
I have
know.
opinions.
He's he's there. He's
Um,
got some stuff. But
really does.
anyway, sorry, off
No,
of
you're
my
good.
sidebar. But if you haven't seen
Okay.
Conspiracy Theory, it's really good and I love it. And so since I was a kid, that was actually one of the movies that made me go, wait a minute, these people, conspiracy theorists, are onto something. And then as a kid, I was like, nothing is real.
Well,
Everything's a
so all of
lie.
those things that I like, all of those things, it's not even like the government lied. It's like if you go to Wikipedia and look up Bob Lazar now, the first line is a well-known conspiracy theorist that like, and they basically just right out of the gate debunk it. If you search it on your phone, AI will tell you absolutely not on all of these things. You have to like go down a rabbit hole to find anything. And every single one of these, if you look them up, they're like, nope, didn't happen. Nope, not here. Nope, whatever.
What
And,
good is AI and all these data centers if you're just going
well,
to tell us the shit isn't real?
yeah. So, but yeah, if you go to Wikipedia on any of these, they're all the first line is they're all a conspiracy theory believed by fringe groups. So, um, okay, there's also
A dipsy.
just woke up. The Black Knight Project, which started in February of 1901, and yes, Tesla built a radio tower on top of his Colorado property and was like sending out and receiving signals from space. And then 20 years later, another scientist sent out signals and then got a signal back. But then he was like, oh, that's probably just an echo, and then kind of also abandoned his work. Like, I'm like, why would you went to such great lengths to get this going? And then you went, meh, wandered off. And then in
Because they
73, what?
because they men in blacked him.
Yeah. And then in 1973, so we want to go forward like whatever, 50 years. Um, and then there's other two scientists that were just coding a radio signal message that they got in, and it said, "Start here. Our home is Epsilon Bautis. I don't know if I'm reading that right. It's a double star. We live on the sixth planet of seven from the sun. It's the larger of the two." That was the message that he decoded. So he mapped out this star map from wherever, and he's like, that doesn't line up. And then he said, oh, well, wait, but this everything moves, stars move. So he figured out that it was 13,000 years old, the message, because
Oh shit.
the planets lined up from when that map was. So he's like, okay, so we're 13,000 years behind in technology,
Hmm.
basically. So
Sounds about right.
right. So he had this whole report gone, missing.
Hmm.
Report is missing. It's like if you look it up, conspiracy theory. Okay, so we're gonna get back. We're going back to Lou and Jay. So they started ATIP, and they started ATIP mainly because they were like, okay, there's all of this stuff that's happening. We have new technology now, which isn't even close to what's happening, but we've all this, and so we're seeing more ships and we're seeing more things and more unexplained stuff. And they're like, if this stuff is actually technology that we can use, that's dangerous to national security. Like, what is
Hmm.
happening? Like, we don't. And when, hold on, let me just make sure I'm not skipping any notes. Okay, so the FAA only tracks like planes and such that make a sound that they can pick up on the radar, so they can hear them. They can track them by radar, by sound, and whatever. Um, if it's some type of vessel or ship or light or whatever, and it's not doesn't have a trackable sound, the only way to keep track of these is if somebody sees it. But now you've made it so you don't want regular people to report it because they're going to be crazy. So there's
Yeah.
pilots that are like, hey, we were just flying next to this thing. And they're like, no, you weren't. So they start this program, get funded by Harry Reid, and they're like, okay, we really need to kind of get government to listen to us because this is actually a national security threat. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know what's happening, right? So while they were in there, they uncovered what's called the legacy program, which is in government, and it's a UAP program, but it's like an undercover program. So, like, the president doesn't know about it, Congress doesn't know about it, and the Secretary of Defense doesn't know about it. If you start
Hmm.
asking about it, nobody knows anything. And the reason this comes up later. It's because all of those positions are voted in and they're only there for a few years. So the people that are in this program are like the scientists that's their career to be in government for 30, 40 years. They're going to be in these programs because they're not going anywhere. They're
Yeah.
like invested in and they're that's who's in there. You're not going to tell somebody that's doing like a 4-year temporary job
Yeah.
and then you're going to tell them all this shit and then they're going to leave. So um, the program has been capturing and reverse engineering UAPs since at least the mid 1940s, which kind of goes hand in hand with all of the stuff that
Hmm.
doesn't exist, right? Okay. So when they were trying to get information about the legacy program, um, they were shut down with a nothing to see here. There's
Yeah.
there's nothing going on here. Um, they said that they were getting huge pushback to the point where, and I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so government officials were pushing back. They're like trying to do all this research, and they were like, like up and down the halls of big government, or whatever. In the meantime, they both work for the government, so they both have government jobs. Um, and they were getting like people in Congress and stuff that were like, nope, that's some devil shit.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like super crazy to not crazy. I don't want to use the word crazy. That was like they're like that you're dealing with demons. You're not dealing with aliens.
these are demons. This
These
is
are
some devil.
demons. But like
Mm-hmm.
if you go down like Illuminati rabbit holes, you go down like elite rabbit holes, you go down that kind like because I told you my mom and my sisters and I we have that text thread with all of our conspiracy theory stuff. Like
Yeah.
that I could have a whole like 4-part series on just from that information over the years that we've all been compiling and talking about in that text thread. But like yeah, so when you're like when I was watching that Age of Disclosure documentary that you suggested to me, like I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is. And if they were to even start to go down that rabbit hole, that's like a 5-hour fucking documentary. But yeah,
Right.
like there's like if you go down that rabbit hole though, there is so much. I can
Mm-hmm.
see why certain people think that they're demons versus like aliens or whatever. But it's like it's cool to like jump into like all the theories, right? Of I
Well,
don't know.
it's like
Anyway,
I didn't even touch on the ancient alien stuff.
oh, like the Anunnaki and all that. Yeah,
It's so much. I mean, we'd be here for like 9 episodes, and we're
yeah,
gonna have people going, so you're just not gonna do any more tarot? Okay. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So, but again, it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. You're in a
Hmm.
place of power and you're supposed to be protecting the
Oh,
country. And
one
now you're
thousand
like,
percent.
oh,
Here's
we
this.
don't want to deal with this
Yeah.
because of my God. So
Hmm.
absolutely not. Um, so pretty much they were just like, absolutely not on data because it goes against my fundamentalist religious beliefs. So we're
Because
just
separated church and state. No
get
big
out of
deal.
here, right? Yeah. Um, so yeah, they're I mean, and then also it's like the stigma. So more concerned about their reputation than the safety of the country. Sound familiar?
Weird.
So weird. All right.
So, real quick, do we
Yeah.
want to take a break? Do we need to take a break? This is a lot, you guys, and we're still going to keep going. So, this is where we're like, this is going to be a two-parter. So,
Let's do,
you tell me where the break is.
yeah, I have a little bit more and then we're going to break. I
Okay.
have this page and then we're going to break.
Oh, I love that. Okay. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah. Yeah.
page. Okay.
Thanks. I
I
wrote
just wanted
these.
to give people because we told them it
I
was going to be
can.
long, but we didn't know how long. We knew it was going to
Right.
also be
Okay.
2 episodes. So we're going to be breaking this into 2 episodes.
Yeah. So we'll get to here and then this will be our break and then we'll go to episode 2.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. All right. So basically the legacy program, that's the program in the government that nobody in the government knows about except the people in the government that work in the program. There, it's tidied up for you. Um,
You don't want
so
you
basically,
so you don't know what you know until you don't know
the
or whatever.
government wouldn't what?
It's just that one saying that's like, you don't know what you don't know until you know
You
it.
don't know what you don't know. Yeah, exactly. Um, so basically what they uncovered was that there's bodies and then there's like body parts and then there's like body goo or whatever that would be, like a whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Intelligent beings, goo, intelligent beings, ships, parts of ships, like anything like that, that they have found and collected like since the 40s, that they have in these underground labs that also don't exist, that they're doing all of this research at. But they couldn't get them to admit that there's this legacy program, and it was just like, then they finally did admit that there was a legacy program, but they weren't allowed to talk about the legacy program. It was like Fight Club.
So I was like Fight Club.
It's like Fight Club. It's like Alien Fight Club in the government.
Yeah.
Um, they couldn't get anybody to even acknowledge them. So like they showed up and they're like, "Oh, well, we're part of ATIP. Harry Reid. He's a senator. He funded our shit." And they're like, "Nope, no, you're not even a legitimate organization." And they both worked for the government. So it got real frustrating. They're like, nobody's listening to us. And because we work for the government, we can't even go to the press. Like, we can't tell the press anything because we work for the government. So Lou was like, well, we can either ignore everything and be silent like everybody else is doing, or I can quit my government job and I can go to the press. So Lou quit his government job and he went on this huge press tour and crushed it. Like everything that wasn't classified, that they owned of their own,
Yeah.
research and stuff like that. There were videos, there were interviews, there were photos. It was all this research. And he was like, well, I don't work for the government anymore. So I'm taking all this shit, taking it on the
Like, weren't
road,
they
as it were.
scared that they could like get killed?
Yeah.
Like
So
that
he
to
did
me
get
was
threats.
nuts.
Yeah, he did get threats. And in that thing, he was just like, if I end up in the Potomac, you guys will know what happened. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So this is a good place to break, I think, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And
Join
then
us
we
for
will see.
episode 2 next
Join
week.
us for episode 2 next week.
We'll still be in the same clothes.
Yeah, we'll still be in the same place. Yeah, join us for episode 2 next week and break.